What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So we have V-Jump for the month of August now, which is dope. This was pretty interesting because we did get a post saying that there was some new characters coming, and we definitely needed some clarification on one or two of those characters specifically, which is the big artwork you can see here. Kalgara and Noland are coming as, look, at this point, they could be a dual unit, or it could be a, one of those situations where you have multiple characters as one character, like the Stampede raid boss where you had like Kid and Killer, Bato and Cavendish, Rogan X Drake, all as like separate one individual units that didn't switch into the other version of the character. It could be very, very similar to that, and I definitely could see that being a thing. But as it stands right now, we have some very, very preliminary information as to translations for this. It does mention in this sidebar here that this is going to be debuting on a Pirate Festival Sugo Fest. Now, for those of you who don't know, Pirate Festival is PvP. So we have seen it in the past. They have released previous PvP characters before. There was a Sanji, there was an Otama, there was a Whitebeard and Stussy that recently released that are both very, very powerful. So I think this is going to be a PvP rare recruit character. Some people have still thrown out the idea that this could be a legend. There is no full confirmation that it's a Sugo Fest exclusive. Typically, if it is going to be a legend, it will literally mention like super cool guy in the translations or something along those lines. It doesn't mention that in the Japanese at all. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be a generic PvP rare recruit character, which means that you can only summon them on Pirate Festival Sugo Fest, similar to like, limited rare recruit units can only be summoned on limited rare recruit banners, or support units can only be summoned on support rare recruit banners. This is a PvP rare recruit that's only summonable on a PvP banner. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are going to be upset about that. A lot of people are really hoping to see a legend Kalgara and Noland character, which I think would be cool, but personally speaking, I would have loved to have seen a V2 Eneru, and I think that there's still an opportunity that we could get that. But let's continue on with the rest of this post. There really wasn't much in this V-Jump aside from like this, basically. On the side here, it mentions that like PvP finals, so this month's Pirate Festival finals are coming up, so stay tuned for that. And then down the bottom, this is something that we have been waiting for actually for quite a long time, which is the next set of World Journey characters. So the last set that came out was the one with Crocodile, Mihawk, and Boa Hancock, all in their kimono attires. So this time around, we're getting a Chinese-style Vivi and Rebecca. These character artworks look freaking amazing, dude. Look at Vivi. She looks awesome. So this is what her 4-star artwork will look like, but this is the actual figurine. All the figurines are the 4-star artworks, and this is Rebecca here, and this is what the figurine looks like. So her 4-star will look like this, and then her 5-star will look like this. Both of these characters look freaking awesome. I'm really excited to see what they're all about. Now, it does also mention that it will arrive with a set of World Journey missions. Now, previously, when the Crocodile, Mihawk, and Boa Hancock debuted, there were a set of missions that came along with those characters, where if you use, a Crocodile, a Mihawk, or a Boa Hancock in those teams to beat that content, you would actually get certain rewards out of it. I think it would be either rainbow gems or something along those lines. So I would expect it to be the same thing here, where if you have, a Vivi or a Rebecca clearing that content, you get a reward for doing so. But either way, I'm very, very excited for this because I did not get either of the last batch of characters. Out of the World Journey units, I have Reiju, I have Sanji, and I have the Zoro. I don't have any of the other World Journey units, so I'm really hoping that this comes to global as well, because typically when these World Journey units debut on Japan, it's very, very close behind like global getting it. So I would think maybe when this arrives on JP, well, this will arrive at the end of August. It does mention like late August, so potentially like early September or maybe mid-September, we might see this on global. I hope so, or even at the same time as Japan. That would also be really, really cool. Because I would definitely want to be doing a few multis there to try and get my hands on some of these new characters, especially if they're really good, because the previous batch of characters that came out, Croc, Mihawk, and Boa Hancock, were all really, really good, and still can see play in today's content. So I'm expecting these characters to be very good, but remember, because they're both Vivi and a Rebecca, you can't use this in tandem with Vivi and Rebecca, so hopefully they don't have too much overlap with their legend, because the legend Vivi Rebecca is freaking awesome, so I hope that they don't have too much overlap there. But I want to circle back to PvP related stuff. So with Kalgara and Noland, the interesting thing about this is, as I said, V2 NL is something that a lot of people have been wanting for a long time, myself included, and the fact is people saw this and they're thinking, oh, does that mean that we're going to be getting a Sky Pier related celebration? Because if you guys remember, a few months back, you know how they were doing the countdown celebration and going through the history of One Piece. They go through all the arcs. Currently, Global's going through it right now. But they actually completely glossed over Sky Pier. They didn't even touch it, which is very odd, right? So I guess they're kind of going back to it and showing a little bit of support to it. So one thing about it is last month when the PvP season started on JP, this Eneru was given out. This came out around the same time as V2 Boa Hancock or V3 Boa Hancock's release, and it's a side character that you can get just by playing PvP. I think you have to do like 20 matches or 25 matches in order to get the character completely maxed out, something along those lines. And this guy is a Psi supporting unit. He boosts Psi characters' attack, blah, blah, blah. Chain his own orb and adjacent orbs, including block orbs, into matching. And he reduces chain multiply limit and burn by 4 turns, and then he adds a chain boost. So he's not like an amazing character, but in terms of free to play, he definitely could see play. 4-turn removal of those debuffs is actually not too bad, especially because he removes chain lock, and then he gives you a chain boost. So that's not terrible, especially on an 11-turn cooldown. That's like pretty good. So that's alright, right? And that's the thing is what people are circling back to. It's like, you know, because we just got Kalgara and Noland, or he is coming at the end of this month, and then we had this Eneru already. I don't personally think we're going to be seeing a V2 NL just because this free-to-play one had just come out. I don't think they'll just release a free-to-play NL that everyone can get, and then they'll release a Legend NL straight after it. I just don't see that being the case. I mean, I hope it is the case because I would love to see NL get a brand new Sugo Fest exclusive. You know, he's only got the original NL legend. He needs a V2. I mean, there's plenty of other legends that would need a V2 at this point as well. I mean, Kizaru, of course, he definitely needs one. Crocodile would definitely need one as well. So that's that. You know, there's definitely some characters that do need more support in this game, that's for sure. And NL is definitely one of those characters, in my personal opinion. But getting back to the World Journey as well. So World Journey, as I said, should be coming at the end of August, is what it mentions on VJump. And the most recent ones were these ones here: Boa Hancock, the Mihawk, and the Crocodile. Previous to that, there was the Reiju and the Sanji, both of which are actually very, very good characters. And then the first batch of characters was Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, who are a bit outdated. Nami's still got pretty good utility, but the Luffy and Zoro are kind of meh. They're kind of outdated. The Sanji and the Reiju are actually not too bad still. They're attack and orb boosters, and they're not too bad, actually. But as for the Hancock and the Crocodile, with these characters in particular, they're basically like, have a lot of really good utility, and then if your captain is a certain class, apply additional utility on top of it. Both, all the characters here were all the same, right? So it's like apply utility, and then apply utility if your captain is a certain class. Very, very good. And then Crocodile, once again, as you would expect, apply utility. If your captain is one of those two classes, apply more utility. So I would like the New World Journey characters to be somewhat like these characters here, where they're just awesome utility characters. Because from what we've seen, you know, characters that have God tier utility are way more useful for a much longer period of time in this game compared to characters that just opt to try and boost your team. Now, I think it'd be cool if they had God tier utility plus a boost. That would make the character last even longer than what they currently would. So it'll be interesting to see what they opt to do with the VIVI and the Rebecca. But either way, the artworks themselves alone are going to be very, very good. And one thing I'm interested in is, are these characters going to be viable in PvP? Will they even have PvP abilities? Maybe that's what they're going to be aiming for. Maybe they're not going to be too amazing in generic play, but they're going to make them God tier Pirate Festival characters. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. As I said, all of these characters should be arriving late August. So once we get information on them, and hopefully it comes to global, specifically the World Journey stuff, at the same time, that would be really, really cool. But that is going to wrap up this video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm really, really excited for this. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about all this stuff coming to One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan down below in the comments section. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.